Hi, this is Gary Fong, and in this video I'm going to be showing you the differences between the Sony a77 and the new Sony a77 Mark II. Now, they're similar because both are APS size sensors, and they're both 24 megapixels, and they're both rated at a 12 frames per second high-speed motor. But there's a lot of differences between the Mark II and this one. The first one is it has a 12 frame per second mode, which actually allows it to shoot at 12 frames per second using the autofocus. With the a77, it would shoot 12 frames per second, but only when the exposure and the focus were locked down. In this new 12 frame per second mode, the aperture stays stuck in one spot, and the ISO will change as well as the shutter speed, because the the aperture can't keep up with as fast as the body would do 12 frames per second. The other key feature is that it has a brand new focus mode called Lock-On Autofocus Expand Flexible Spot. Sounds very much Japanese. Lock-On Autofocus Expandable Flexible Spot. But it's a key feature because it allows you to focus on an image, and while you have your finger depressed, it will actually track the image around the frame as it's either shooting or when you're holding it down. The other thing too is it has 79 focus detection spots, whereas the regular Sony a77 has only 19. This one also has the really cool feature called IAF, which is eye autofocus, which means that when you set up one of your 3 custom buttons to eye autofocus, you just press a button and it will go ahead and find the eyeball, which is a really great thing when you're shooting ultra fast lenses and portraiture and you want it to make sure that the eyes are really crisp. It won't just focus on the face, it will focus on the eyeball. This also has a feature called autofocus track duration, which allows you to specify how sticky you want the autofocus to hang on to the subject that it's locked onto. So say, for example, if you're shooting a particular football player or a soccer player running across the field and you want it to hang on to that person specifically, you would put it on autofocus track duration low. But if you want it to be very fickle and let go of the item that you're tracking, you would put it on autofocus track duration high. And there's 5 different settings. So why would you want it to let go of the thing that you're tracking and choose something else? And one example that I was told by the Sony engineers was whale watching. If you're tracking a certain whale and he's going and then he starts to go back down, you would be tracking the whale and his tail all the way down into the water, but meanwhile a new whale might come up in front of that whale. And so with a very, very high or fickle autofocus track duration, it would then pick the front whale. This one also is Wi-Fi enabled, and while it doesn't have access to the Play Memories camera apps, which will allow you to customize your camera and everything like that, it will allow you to send images to your smartphone, provided that they're both on the same network, and that's kind of a cool feature. Lastly, it has, finally, a regular hot shoe. So not the old Minolta style hot shoe, it has the regular ISO hot shoe, and that's really handy when you're putting different accessories into this, as well as the new flashes that Sony has come out with all have the new hot shoe, the new hot shoe that's convertible between the Sony Minolta style hot shoe and the regular ISO hot shoe. It'll basically fit both. So that's the differences between the two. They're both APS-C, they're both 24 megapixel, they're both rated at 12 frames per second, but this one will actually do 12 frames per second on high-speed autofocus motor, and it also has Wi-Fi plus the ability to track an item across 79 focus points across the screen versus 19. Okay, I hope that answers your questions about this camera. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for always new content on the latest breaking news in photography and techniques. And also check out our premium channel at garyfong.com, where we've got extended length programming on different cameras. Like we've got a very, very detailed step-by-step, menu-by-menu, feature-by-feature review on how to unleash the power of your Sony a77 Mark II. And that's going to be coming out in about a week. But by the time you see that, it might be out. So check with our premium channel at garyfong.com, and always remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, because subscribers always get first crack at the latest content. Thanks for watching.